Yeah, I don't know how that's happening.
Okay, it's gone. What? I think we just got hacked.
Remy, you were Jim Browning. Okay, I'm way off. You're off.
You're off by.
Biscuits and tea.
30, 34. Period.
Yeah.
99.
Yeah. Welcome back in.
Boom.
Welcome back in, guys. Wow.
Sport
we're back
tea.
at it.
Sport
here.
tea. Shout out.
So every morning, every afternoon, every night, sport tea.
Start of every morning, every afternoon, every night. I feel like you might. You have a problem?
The only problem I have is I got love for sport tea.
Give it up.
I don't know if that works for answering that question. If someone asks if you have a problem, and you just say you love whatever they're asking,
I love
you
it.
have a problem
I
with
love it. You never
Only
heard that.
problem
Love
I
is the
got-
answer. Yeah.
Too much love.
Shout out to Sport Tea, official sponsor of the Biscuits and Tea podcast. You guys can grab your Sport Tea right down below in the description box or in the show notes. Use promo code BNT.
Yeah, with the he actually had like the technical term of what the
Ampersand. I think it's
ampersand. Yeah, I can never remember that. You know, it seems
Yeah.
like something that only people
You
in the 1920s knew.
Yeah, you should not know.
What's an ampersand?
It's the and thing in the pull up
Symbol.
the symbol
the
for
fucking-
and.
Yeah,
Where the fuck did that come from?
I don't know. It's like we have all these letters, and then we just had like made a random like squiggly.
What is
fake-looking
that?
fucking thing?
Let's find it out, dude. This is something that you can like bring up at parties and well, do you know the
Wow.
ampersand? The ampersand. And, Titas, do you have any idea how to even spell? Do you even know what we're talking about?
I don't know how to spell that. What's the first letter? It's an
It
A.
has to be
A.
It has to
It's
be
A. It's X.
But you know what I'm
Silent
saying?
X.
In English, it'll be like fucking P or like
I
something
know.
just fucking random.
So true.
Oh,
That's so
God.
true. Titas, do you know what we're talking about here? Producer of the pod. Sorry? This is not
It's
how. All right.
on the 7 on the keyboard, but I don't know what your Lithuanian
Shit.
keyboard looks like.
Wait, above the
Yeah.
7?
Propaganda, probably.
I thought we were talking
Yeah.
about the A with the little circle around the at.
No.
Mm-mm.
No, I don't.
That's an at.
I don't know what that's
Oh
called.
yeah,
either.
where is
I don't
that?
know
What is that from though? Where did that
All
show?
right.
That show up with the
Bill
internet?
Gates. I think Bill Gates.
Titas, that's so. Type that in. Bill Gates. I don't think Bill Gates had anything. Where is the ampersand from?
Did Twitter
oh,
make
wow.
the at?
The
I
app was
don't know who
definitely
made that.
before Twitter, wasn't it?
No, Yahoo maybe. Yahoo?
Of course. I don't
AOL?
think
AOL. AOL.
I don't think
Oh, that-
AOL made it.
I don't
Why
know.
are we
It
giving
looks-
them? They made it.
It looks pretty AOL-y.
It's like their logo,
does.
isn't it?
It's close.
Kind of, right? The symbol.
What a start to the podcast.
I know. Okay, so what it says up there is that the symbol is derived from the ligature of et or et, which is Latin, which is the Latin word for and. So
Okay.
it's coming from Latin. Why does it look so ridiculous, though?
Does Latin not look like that? I don't even.
No. What? The evolution. Oh, holy
Who made
shit.
this?
Oh my God. I'm looking at the evolution of the ampersand. Titas, click on the Wikipedia link for this. Oh, it's not there. Yeah, there's an evolution. You guys got to see how they started this off. It looks like pi, like the symbol for pi, and then they just kept going until they got to, yeah, look at it right there. Zoom in. A little bit lower.
Yeah,
It's
we
on
should
the left.
pick one of these old ones and like make it part of our logo.
Oh, that would be dope. Scroll down, Titos. I don't think that's it.
thought
It's
it
on
was
the
up.
left side of the screen. There it is. Right there. There you go. Look at one.
Whoa!
What is
Yeah.
number 3 doing? Who like?
Wow.
I know, right? That's actually kind of
That'd
cool.
be. That'd honestly be kind of cool to like put in between the B and T, like use one of the older ones instead of the
Yeah.
basic one.
Yeah, totally. People would have no idea. We still could just call it. Just keep saying B&T. Eventually, people will understand.
We could. I
I
know.
like-
I know we're going with the B team. We could be Team Ampersand.
Team Amp. I think number 3 is my favorite for just the most ridiculous one.
Yeah. How
It
far
looks
off?
like the honey logo.
I see. So it was et. That's supposed to be ET. So ampersand is just literally cursive for ET. You can kind of see it in number 4, number 5. But by 6, now we're just like, screw it.
What's the next one going to be? You guys want to
Yeah,
make
we
a
stopped
new
evolving.
ampersand? We should make we should make the
probably
next
should.
evolution.
Yeah,
Totally.
only makes sense.
I am slightly curious where the at came from, though. Like,
Yeah.
did AOL really? Like, who made
Who
the at?
created-
That's so important in our society right now. It's literally everything. Like, if we didn't have that, what would we do with our social media?
Berners-Lee, who never directly profited off his invention, has also spent most of his life trying to guard it, while Silicon Valley started rideshare apps and social media networks without profoundly considering the consequences. Berners-Lee spent the past 3 days looking. What is this even saying? This is not what I wanted.
Is that so?
If
But is
I-
that
if
the name
I-
of the guy?
I don't know. I searched who created at, and then it just gives me some fucking random information.
Yeah, Tim Berners-Lee. You don't know the computers? He's Sir Timothy Berners-Lee. He's knighted. This dude's a knight.
Wow.
A knight? No, he's the founder of www.
Yeah, that's what I'm frustrated with Google. It's got to be better.
Wow. That's kind of crazy in 1989. This dude's still alive. You'd like to come on the podcast, Mr. Berner.
Yeah. Speaking of social media, I got a nice little something I can show you guys. Let's go ahead and
The B
pop
team.
this over. Yeah, we got social media. People are on there all the time, and sometimes we wonder why people even bother being on social media. As you can see, the soccer league here in Kansas, one of the larger soccer leagues in the country. This feed is just top quality. As you can see last
Can you
night.
zoom in?
What
Can you
is
zoom in? Zoom in.
what is?
Do you know how to zoom in?
Is that a taco?
What?
Is that one taco in?
This is your prime weekend tournaments, photo to highlight the great soccer that's going on in the state of Kansas.
What are those chips? I am so confused with everything in this picture.
Come on, Heartland. Just hand it over to us. We'll take it over.
Yeah.
We got salty iguana graphics. Obviously not going to fit the actual dimensions.
Where's the copy? Where's the copy for that? They don't need any?
The graphic says it all, Will. You don't need anything.
Okay.
Get your slow cooked fucking whatever.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it's just garbage. And
Wait, they've had the same meal twice. Why did the meal get a?
Oh yeah, they do. Yeah.
oh, there it is again.
Wait,
Wait a second. That's they. Oh,
This is-
they-
Oh, boo.
and they use the boo Heartland. This is
Ooh,
spam.
go to the Taco
guys.
Bell. Oh my God, I miss Taco Bell. Go
That's
to the, go to
technically
the cheesy
spam.
gordita
This is
crunch.
spam. What the?
Go up. B.
This is spam.
B. Go up.
What do you?
Yes,
What do you want me
the
to do?
cheesy gordita crunch.
Wow, they
Oh,
put the
wow.
logo. Hey, good thing they put the logo there.
That's the Taco Bell. They got the best one.
I'm going to get us
Yeah.
in a little bit of trouble here on BNT. How many people do you think Taco Bell has killed?
0. Taco Bell is only given.
Indirectly, how many people have died from Taco Bell?
If you order right, Taco Bell is actually one of the healthier fast food options.
Is it really?
The bean and cheese burrito is like one of the. It's obviously not what I get, but it's one of the healthier.
Really?
Yeah.
So you're trying to say that Taco Bell is actually healthy fast food.
if you get the right thing, which isn't the best things to get.
I
So
don't.
I think
I don't know what.
people always say their meat's like lower grade than I don't know how true it is in dog food or whatever, but it's so good.
I don't know. Yeah, that's because it. But isn't it scary a little bit to think that it's not food?
No.
Like, is that not? We're just. Yeah, I know, because we all grew up in a time when it was like, it's fine. Like, where did you guys get that? Oh, we get all our food from the field and nature, and then a few years later, it was like we made it all in a lab.
Building. Yeah.
Yeah, like we don't. eat food anymore. What?
Taco Bell's so good though. It really is. It's outstanding. Like when I was a kid and like the mom would show up for that one day for lunch and she would bring the kid Taco Bell and like I'm sitting there eating some fucking horrible cafeteria food and he's sitting there eating that immaculate food. There's something to it, man.
I remember growing up, coming back from soccer practice, like one of the days. I guess we'd always go to Taco Bell with me and one of my friends back then, and we always had a contest of who could eat the most Taco Bell. So we'd slowly, as we got older, like level up our orders to add one more taco or get an extra Mexican pizza or something.
I got a question for you guys. One item on the Taco Bell menu has the most calories. Would you like to have a guess at which item on the Taco Bell menu has over 1,000 calories?
With like the
Double Crunchwrap
Gordita.
Supreme, or
yeah, that
Double Crunchwrap Supreme, or I would guess the new like Grande Nachos that I keep seeing advertisements for.
Gordita Crunch.
Yeah, sorry. No.
Cinnamon
Both.
twist.
No, you guys were on. You're on the right. But it's so with 870 calories, the extra large grilled stuffed burrito
I didn't know
is number 2.
How much is that?
Not in our, I don't know. Probably like 3 cents. But the number 1 is your beef nacho box.
Oh, that doesn't count.
1,100 calories. Why does that not count? It's
like,
a beef nacho box.
It's like 4 different things. It's a menu item. It's like 4 different things in.
That's the thing.
They
All right,
have
well, then,
really good chips though at Taco Bell.
they're like
really
really salty.
weirdly.
I remember them.
Yeah, they're like really crispy.
Yeah.
And they're almost like they're actually almost like a tortilla, like just a dried tortilla. Like I know they're all tortilla chips, but they actually do taste kind of more like tortillas.
Taco Bell, whenever they have one of the really good promos where they have $1 burritos or the $1 like double tacos or something, is just I'll eat there for just 3 weeks straight until that deal goes away. It's so hard to pass up just $4.
How do you feel? Do you feel
great.
okay?
Honestly, I feel great after I eat anything.
I feel great.
Like do you feel better when you eat something that's like cleaner?
No.
I think that's probably the scariest thing for being an athlete and for being you, because there are horror stories of people waking up being like, oops, like it's no longer helping me, and then they have to make like this shift and they go vegan, they start to get annoying, and all that.
Then you have kids.
I really, when I, like after the surgery, I definitely got a little fatter just because I was still eating and not working out. And for like 2 weeks, I just barely ate.
Right.
I don't know.
What do you mean you barely ate?
I would eat like 1 meal a day.
Because you weren't working out?
No, this is while I was working out after. Like when I started getting back. When
I see.
After the surgery, I don't care. I'll put on weight and just be happy eating. And then once I start training again, I'll tone back everything.
That's the benefits of playing, or at least like being that active, is that it really doesn't matter.
No, you just
after you can
How
just go
active is
like
he really though. He's a goalkeeper.
That's true. You did probably more running in your training up to that you would do in training.
No chance.
3 miles? What training do you do as a goalie where you run 3 miles in training? You never run 3 miles. He's going to try to figure out how.
Because we jog, I don't know, we jog close to a mile warm-ups.
No.
You
jog a mile in warm-ups?
I don't know, we do.
How long does it take to jog a mile? Like 15 minutes?
Like 12. We'll jog like 12 minutes before. This is with the team though. We'll jog like 12 minutes. Yeah, like just kind of a slow pace, like warming up. And then we play 5v2.
Of course.
I get stuck in the middle a bit, and then we'll do possession games in the field where I'm playing in the field. I would doubt I don't run 3 miles.
I don't know
But
because
that's not even the point though, because is it harder to walk 3 miles or sprint 3 miles?
yeah, it's harder to sprint
Sprint.
3
Yeah. So a
miles,
lot of
but
our stuff is like very like it's sprinting based, jumping based.
I don't. You need. We need to get. We need to. We're calling out Fitbit. We know we've hit you up many times, had
Yeah.
conversations. We're gonna need you guys to sponsor.
I think
So we can get
Fitbit's
some.
hurting. I think Fitbit's hurting because of Apple with the watches. Like once
Yeah,
those came out, it just kind of made them irrelevant. But they
they
kind of
can't.
started
Who?
shifting to trying to like medical devices and stuff. I know that, but
Isn't
I don't
that kind of just what Apple does though? They just wait till someone comes out with a good idea, then they just do it for cheaper
yeah.
and just better,
Same
and
thing
then
with Facebook. Yeah, Facebook. They saw Instagram and they're like, all right, we like this and we like this. Let's just go ahead and buy them, introduce it into Facebook, and then like same thing with Snapchat. They just steal Snapchat stuff and
Yeah. Oh, did you see LinkedIn has stories? I meant to
yeah,
tell you, B.
yeah. I
What?
saw it last night.
And am I supposed to share different stuff on my LinkedIn stories? Like I'm sitting in a desk and
Yeah.
I'm
Gary
working.
he like posted one right while I was trying to sleep last night. I saw it and I was like, "What the hell is this?" He's like, "What's up, LinkedIn? Like, hope your week was great. Got
Uh,
the KPIs hit." It's like, do we really need stories for corporate?
I
is
know.
is LinkedIn just becoming Facebook? Is that just what LinkedIn is?
Yes.
I haven't been on
It's
LinkedIn in forever.
It's
it's
almost
a more
Instagram.
syllabized Facebook.
Yeah, it's a civilized Facebook where people are supposed to be there to. You know what I do on LinkedIn? If you add me and I send you a message saying, "Hey, how's it going? How can I help?" or how I still treat LinkedIn as it was supposed to be treated. I
Yeah,
still treat it as a business.
networking.
Like that's it. I'm not interested in being friends with you on the
Yeah,
internet. That's
yeah,
never
yeah,
been
yeah.
an. So like if you add me and I send you a message and you don't reply, I just immediately. What are we doing? I don't.
There's too
What
many
are we doing?
automations too. Like there's too many That's the one thing I don't like about what they're doing, and they're making it spammy almost. Is because they're actually selling people's phone number data. There's packages you can buy. I'm not sure if it's through LinkedIn, but I was talking to a digital marketing guy that I do stuff with, and he was saying that basically you can pay a certain amount of money, and you just get like sent phone numbers. And you also are able to send out those generic like email blasts to people within a certain industry or and it's like you can tell every single time who's just doing that. And like I don't have any interest in doing business with someone who's throwing out a mile wide fish net to figure out who to
Mm,
work with, what's going to stick. It's like that's no way to do business at all.
no, no. What a way, Tyler. What are your thoughts? Let's hear
It,
this.
it worked for multiple Nigerian princes.
That is true, but actually, I think they were more. They must have. What I've heard is that I don't know what's going on now. I don't know, but I remember that when that was starting to be found out, they had to be more precise. Like they had to start using
I've
Facebook and
I've heard
using.
what a lot of the scammers do too is they put up a pop up on purpose or something that's just really dumb, just really stupid. They try to get just
Like, what do you mean
something
though?
that would bait like gold, like so they can immediately cycle
Oh,
out everybody who would waste their time and know that they're up
Oh
to
yeah.
something, and they
that's
just
smart.
try to just get a little net going around just all of these gullible people for I guess whatever they're targeting.
I'm gonna send this to T Toss right now. Have you guys heard of a guy named Jim Browning?
That sounds like a
Uh,
name of just a billion people.
Jim Browning might be the internet's hero. Like he is what he does. He's some sort of computer genius. Just
uh-huh.
click that link or Titos can pull it up. He has videos online where all he does is generally it's Indian what do you call Indian scams.
Yeah.
He when they try to attack and call scams, he hacks into their stuff and then shows them like right now up on screen. He shows them pictures of their own family while
Oh
they're
wow.
trying to scam. And he keeps them on the phone. He records everything. It is one of the most unbelievable things. And he's like, so it's a scam, right? He's like, and he'll be like, where are you? And he'll be like, no, Johnny, you're not there. You're here. And he's like, and you're married to Pam and you have a 6-year-old daughter. Why are you trying to scam me today? And
And
like,
then
it,
like break
He's
down a chart. Oh my god.
I've seen, I think it's him. There's probably a couple of guys that do this. I've seen one, I probably was him, where he got them to download a virus, essentially just wiped the whole floor's computers of everything. So all of their
Exactly.
computers just went to blue screens and just everything was gone, all their data, everything.
Yeah.
Why isn't something like that included in our taxes? Like that's something I want my like taxes to go towards. Like it's a task force of people that just fuck with scammers and like ruin their whole systems and all that
You
good
would
stuff.
rather have that than find a new Apache helicopter?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
actually, aren't your taxes already going to that? Like, isn't that the FBI's job already to
Yeah,
do
but
that? They're not, you know.
yeah, I guess. I just don't for some reason I just don't feel like the FBI is as good as guys like that are
I
doing it on their
know.
own for their fun, you know? Like I feel like the
Exactly.
best people are just why would you want to go work for somebody if you have that kind of skill? There's no reason.
Oh yeah, he's brilliant at it. I mean, I don't know what else his other skill. I don't know if that's his job,
Yeah.
but he obviously has some sort of insane amount of technical. I watched him one time too, where he told the guy, "Yeah, I know your name. I know where you're like at," and the guy hangs up the phone, but Jim's still on his computer. And so the guy starts calling starts calling his boss, and he's like freaking out. He's like, he knows my name, and he knows her, and they're just and so all this whatever happens, Jim calls him back, and he tells the guy that I listened to your conversation, so now I know who your boss is, I know who your
Oh,
accomplices
no.
are, it's all this stuff, and then so he's hacked into this guy's computer. It's absolutely insane. I don't know. What else does Jim do though? Like, is he our dark web like superstar? Like,
Does he take like ransom or anything? Does he like make them pay to like keep their identity protected? I bet he does. And this doesn't make sense.
oh, that's great. He's blackmailing them.
What if he's
Maybe.
actually a scammer and he's
You
just trying to
think?
take out the competition while he
He
well,
steals all their
Maybe.
data. Maybe he just compiles all their data.
yeah, he
Yeah, I
takes
don't
all
know.
their data and then reaches out.
But oh, what are you showing us here, T-Toss? Oh, is this money? What are we seeing?
I see a bunch of numbers that I don't understand.
I know. What are you showing us? I'm seeing ourselves now. And he's gone. All right. Biscuits and tea mid-roll ad for sport tea and what?
Hard left
Hard
on the
left.
Biscuits and Tea podcast. Here we go. I'm gonna do a little screen share. We're gonna get a little update on our friend that we talked about in a previous episode.
Oh boy, I'm
And
scared.
our friend
Wikipedia
is
store?
Tom Brenneman. The Reds
Read that out.
respect Tom Brennahan's decision to step away from the broadcast booth and applaud his heartfelt efforts of reconciliation with the LGBTQ community. The Brennahan family has been an intrinsic part of the Reds' history for nearly 50 years. We sincerely thank Tom for bringing the excitement of Reds baseball to millions of fans during his years in the booth, and we appreciate the warm welcome Tom showed our fans at Redfest and on the Reds Caravan. He is a fantastic talent and good man who remains part of the Reds family forever. We wish him well. And the
Jesus.
funniest part of the fucking thing, guys, is everyone starts commenting here. You can see on the side here, I pride myself and think of myself as a man of faith. And there's a drive to deep left field by Castellanos. And everyone is just fucking making the same joke.
They're all shitting on him.
Yeah, it is because he literally, when he was doing his apology, remember he was like, "And Castellanos to deep left field, that'll be a home run." And then he continued his apology for using the slur.
Yeah.
It's just endless of people just roasting.
That is so good. That is
such a weird statement by the Reds.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
very awkward.
They make it sound like he got like cancer or something and had to.
It's really weird. It's like a total like, we're so sorry for what you ruined your life. Like,
Yeah.
we're really
Yeah.
sorry.
Yeah, they're apologizing to him, kind of, in a way. Yeah, it's like, we would love to support you. We cannot anymore.
Did they not
at
fire
all.
him? They fired him. They fired him.
Yes. Yeah, they had
They
to.
had.
Yes.
Why do we have
you-
to pretend like we didn't fire him? Like, why do we have to act like everyone doesn't know that they said, "All right, you're done, Tom. Tom, you're not
Yeah.
coming back." But they have to
Yeah.
say like, "Oh, he decided to walk away." Like, no, he
Yeah.
didn't.
Yeah.
You think they gave him? I would assume in those situations too, especially after seeing that response, they gave him like a decent sum of money just to leave quietly too.
Possibly. Right. I don't know. How much of those dudes, they make a lot of money, huh? I don't know.
He had to be made. I would guess like 4 or 5 million a year.
It's that much for those dudes?
I would. It's a lot of work. I mean, there's games 6 days a week.
Yeah, no, and you're on a major network with a bunch of TV, huge sponsors. $4 to $5 million a year is a lot, though.
I mean, have you seen Tony Romo's contract? And
No, I don't. No.
some of look up Tony Romo's contract. It's or someone else too just got a massive one.
For just announcing.
Just know, and this is football, so this is once a week.
Oh no, but the football, that whole entire community is bringing in so much.
Something else.
Yeah.
Tony Romo. Guess how much Tony Romo is making a season.
So he's got 16 weeks plus playoffs.
Playoffs, yeah.
So how many months are we talking? That's what, like 6 months?
Yeah.
6 months. I'm guessing. I would love to know what this accounts for each. Yeah, but he only has to do one thing a week. All right,
He just does one game a week.
just one game. That's probably some sort of rehearsal or something. But all right, he's not going to make $1 million. That's too much a week or something like that. So he's probably making. I think this is probably 4 or 5. I think it's got to be 4 or 5.
Guys, we're having an issue. We're having a technical issue right now.
All right, what's up?
I am hearing T-Taz, what he's listening to on his computer. It's coming through my ears.
How?
Yeah, I don't know how that's happening.
Okay, it's gone. What? I think we just got hacked.
Remy, you were.
Jim Browning. Okay,
You were,
I'm way off.
You're off. You're off by.
Is he making $1 million a game?
He's making 18 million in the season.
Why?
He's Tony Romo.
I mean, I'm all for great. That's awesome. You know, I think it's amazing, but maybe that's a bad example because he's famous. So maybe give me like Jim.
Look at Troy Aikman. Who you want to go?
Troy Aikman is? Are you saying Troy Aikman's super famous?
I know, but it's.
And he's Dallas.
But these
homeboy.
guys, the thing is with the NFL now, the announcers in general, they stay forever until they screw up doing something stupid.
Yeah, most of them don't screw up. To be honest, they
stay forever until.
It's rare that you need to fire an announcer because he says, "And I think that's the burp capital of the world, and we're rounding third."
Oh, poor guy. I mean, not poor guy, but like, I honestly, like you say,
I know what you mean to say.
And he's just like, he's done, dude. It's like, holy crap.
Yeah, it's a weird thing. I told you when who showed me that? Was it you or Tyler? Whichever person. It was BUB, I think, right?
Yeah, it's because it was the Royals game. Yeah.
Okay. I just thought his apology was just so sincere. I didn't know what he said first, but I was ready to get behind him. Like I was ready to get that protest out. Like, let's give this guy a chance. Like the meets, we're canceling everybody. Like let's save. And then I heard him say it, and I'm like, oh yeah, well, I don't know.
That's kind of how
we can let you can go. It's fine.
Speaking of slurs, good old San Diego Loyal, Landon Donovan is a owner, I think, with them. Yeah.
Sorry, what is a San Diego Loyal? What is that?
Soccer club.
In which league?
I think it's tier 2.
What is tier USL? San Diego Loyal.
I guess.
Oh, here we go.
Also, just really quick with the announcers, it looks like a lot of them earn around like 4 to 6 million a year.
Jesus Christ! Regardless of sport, baseball, all our major sports.
NFL.
Why can't I hear anything?
NFL announces.
This is
Wow, it got really quiet. So yeah, no, 4 to 6 mil on the announcers in the NFL. So I actually think Tony Romo gets paid more than that. I think he gets a big amount of
Hear
money.
anything?
Oh, we already Tony Romo makes 18.
Holy crap! Holy crap!
He must just be loving life.
Yeah,
He doesn't have to get hit and get his back destroyed every single
yeah. He doesn't have to
week.
lose every game he plays that matters.
He doesn't have to lose half of the game he plays in.
Okay, I'm back. I have no idea what the fuck
San Diego,
happened. But yeah, sorry. Go
okay.
ahead.
No, yeah. So the San Diego Loyal, they sacrificed a point that they got in a tie, I believe, against. It says in this right here, LA Galaxy 2, and the reason why they forfeited the point was because they had someone in the crowd yell the N word potentially, and they
Isn't the USL?
I think
Yeah,
so. And
yeah.
they
It looks like
basically
it.
said that they don't want to be a part of any match or any game that has something like that happening, so they just forfeited the point.
So they forfeited the point. That's not a bad precedent. It's a bit better than like what happens in Europe most of the time, thanks to UEFA. I don't.
Points
What's that?
are worth a lot more in Europe too
Exactly.
than in the
I mean,
US.
Galaxy, like, I don't know if they've forfeited the point, but if LA Galaxy 2 doesn't forfeit the point, then they're assholes. Like, it's their crowd too, I'm pretty sure.
Oh, wait. Sorry, I'm a little confused. Okay, so San Diego is forfeiting the point, meaning though that the other team would win, or just forfeiting the point as in like we don't want that point.
We don't
give it
want
to
to
us.
recognize being part of a match where these types of actions take place. Was the chairman Andres, whatever his last name?
You think they would forfeit that point if it was going to be the deciding factor if they got relegated into
Oof.
if that was
You're
last game?
wow. That's something. Yeah, you're right because points in the American system don't. And by the way, B, it looks like this is a player.
Oh, with a player. Yeah, sorry.
It's a player on Los Angeles, who, by the way, this is the second time Los Angeles is getting in trouble for this because Tyler, you remember?
Is it another Eastern year? Is it another Balkan?
No, it doesn't appear to be a Eastern Europe. Omar Ontiveros, so possibly Hispanic. But LA Galaxy, obviously, they had the girl I can't remember his name now. The husband played for the LA Galaxy, and his wife or girlfriend got all over social media. Bees, probably you don't know this, and was saying she's Serbian, I believe, and she was like, while the police were basically fighting with the protesters, and they were like, you saw those clips of police officers like running people down in their cars,
Yeah.
In New York and all that stuff. She was saying shit like,
She's like run them over, like
run them over, kill the pieces of shit. Just insane, like insane. Like even like everybody over there was like, what, why, where are you holding even all these beliefs? Like, why are you so against black people in that sense? I don't think she ever came out with a thing. In LA Galaxy, eventually they kicked him off the team. He signed back in Serbia though.
Heroes welcome.
It's possible he signed for a well-known club, but
I feel like, but I mean, kind of bad. So it's an Hispanic guy, but we don't know 100%. But Omar, you said right?
Yeah, it looks like he is.
Okay. I mean, I know a lot of Hispanics and Latin Americans use the N word sometimes. Like with the A at the end, quite often.
Right.
So, and it's like kind of been accepted in American culture, obviously. But how does, from an African American standpoint, like where do you fall on that in terms of Hispanics using that word?
Honestly, it's all about intent. I think across every single slur. Me personally, I don't have any Hispanic people using the soft A doesn't really bother me. However, as long as there's no intent involved, like if there's, anyone with the hard R just makes you. It also makes you sound like you're 150 years old. Like, who is still using the hard R? Like, what are you doing?
So
Gross.
abrasive.
That's really. It's ancient. At least like bring your slur up to the 2000s or something like that.
Yeah.
No, but like, yeah, I don't know. That's
maybe he. That's what I'm trying to maybe be like. Well, maybe he was saying that in the game, and I don't know. Maybe that
facts.
happened, or he said the ER.
I'm guessing it was pretty directed as a personal insult to somebody. The way they've reacted to it, I'd have a hard time to believe if he was just like,
Yeah.
Yeah, I would hope so. I would hope so. They're not just like trying to.
because they're right on time.
Wow.
Oh my god.
Wow.
Every B&T.
Jesus.
I think Sunday afternoon is just the worst. It's probably the worst day for.
Yeah.
But I think it'll end soon. It's starting to get the fall where it just rains every day, and
This is completely not necessarily off topic at all. It's still on there, but like this happened 11 hours ago, the news of this broke 11 hours. I clicked on it. There'd be at least one of the articles came out 11 hours ago. We definitely gotta clip in some. We gotta get this like out. This podcast that we have set up here because we have a bunch of coming in. Like, I would love to find a way to get that short clip out tomorrow. I know Titas, you're listening to this, or maybe Paulus is there now. Who knows? Oh, Paulus is here. Producer podcast switch. Yeah,
wait, we got echo. Okay, never mind. It's gone.
Yeah, no, yeah. Obviously, yeah, it would just be dope to have. But yeah, no, I don't know. It's happened to me countless times. Nothing happens when you're playing in Europe. It's so different now. It happened to me in high school too. Made a big deal. It just happened to me so much. Actually, I just can't even remember now.
It's so crazy, man. Like, it's so crazy. Like, when was the first time that it happened to you? Like, that you can remember?
Well, are you saying the first time that I ever
like someone used the N-word at you in a hateful way?
That used the N-word at me?
Maybe like
I don't know.
A game
I don't know. I can't remember that. I can remember one that was pretty. I must have been 16 or 17, and it was at Rockhurst, my high school. I can remember that. And
Aquinas?
No, they're more well behaved than that. If you think about it, you know that Missouri's a big state. I went to high school in Missouri, Tyler, and Missouri also has a lot of parts of the state that aren't well populated at times, and possibly may not have a lot of exposure to people of the African. So it was one of those teams. It was one of those teams that like they really just not a fan.
Wow.
That's one of the ones I can remember. I can't remember the very first time, but I can remember.
Game they were just saying stuff to you, or just like, was it?
He was man marking me. During the game, and I was playing attacking mid, and he was playing defensive mid, and it was 0-0 or whatever. We won the game. It was very violent high school games. For anybody who's not American listening to this, our high school games are basically like, what are they like? They're not. It's not soccer.
You just hit each other shoulder to shoulder.
It's like a mix between soccer and rugby.
Yeah,
that would be my best.
Yeah, the idea of the game is not to show the prettiest football. It's to show your strength. It's all about strength and power. Anyway, so yeah, the game was going on. We were playing, and something happened in the middle. We were in the middle of the field because I can still remember. And he said something to me, and I didn't say anything back. I ignored what he was saying. It wasn't racial or anything like that. And then it was a goal kick. So the ball was coming up in the air. It came over us. It headed, and instead of like we didn't need to chase it. It was whatever that happened. It just was way away from us. And I go, "Why don't you calm down?" Something like this. I said something along the lines of like, "Dude, like, relax." But it's kind of sarcastic, not really, not like I was being nice. And then he just said, he whispered it to you. I go, "What?" You're fine. Something like that, like that. I go, "What did you say?" And then he got up in my face, and then he said it really, really, really loud. I go, "Okay." Okay. And then so what he did not expect is actually pretty interesting story. What he did not expect He expected me to probably be really quiet, like just or like I don't know, freak out or. What he did not expect was for me to then run around the field shouting, "This dude called me a nigger," for the rest of the next 10 to 15 minutes. Yes, so that's what I did. So the ball when the ball went out in front of the whatever the benches, right?
Yeah.
I started really loud, "Yo, this dude called me," and like that loud, and everybody was, and like I saw his face being like, "Oops," not like yeah, I made it a thing, but this is different times. Like I said, this is 20 years ago or something like that. Nothing happened. The ref didn't do anything. The coaches didn't do anything. Nobody did anything. There's one black guy on the field. He's running around saying that this happened. Nothing after the game. What would have happened today?
Oh my God. The stadium would get burned down.
You just put a bounty on it mid-game.
Yeah. Like it's just
seriously could have been like first person to take this guy out, get a 12-pack.
Yeah. That was pretty crazy. But that was nothing, obviously, compared to what
being accused of that is like it's pretty much like you're fucked. Because like that happened in the NFL this past season, which I kind of want to bring this up now that we're in this little area. It was who's the backup quarterback for the Steelers, Tyler? Was it Randolph or what?
Randolph?
Whatever.
Randolph?
Yeah, he was a weird guy, but he got into an altercation. I'll find the link, but it was against the Cleveland Browns, and Myles Garrett is a big time Cleveland Brown defensive end. Basically, they got into a scuffle on the ground, and in the scuffle, he was accusing the quarterback, who's white, of calling him the N-word. And
but Randolph, their backup quarterback's black.
No, last year.
Wasn't he black last year?
No.
I'm thinking of a couple seasons ago.
No, it was Mason Rudolph. Mason Rudolph's
white?
Yeah.
It's a problem in football. You don't ever know what anybody is. Wearing 8,000 pads on. I don't recognize any of these people in their suits.
I know it's so hard to recognize football players.
I don't know. Hockey players too. I don't know. Like they're like, this is Wayne Gretzky. I'm like, I thought Wayne Gretzky was Chinese. Is he really?
All right, here we go. So this is the altercation.
All right.
There's a big fight.
Okay.
Fighting on the ground. Pulls his helmet off.
Uh-huh.
So he hits him across the head with his own helmet. He got suspended for the rest of the year for this, by the way. And there was like...
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
Yeah, so...
Oh, but he's saying that he freaked out. He was freaking out about it because while that little scuffle was happening on the ground, he said that. He called him the N-word.
Yeah, at some point during that, they called him the N-word. And there's no way for anybody to confirm it. Yet, I can literally pull up on YouTube the sounds of the entire Super Bowl game and Patrick Mahomes talking to the huddle and the coaches. You get all this stuff every week where you can hear all the audio. How can we not figure out if the N-word was used in that instance? What tells me is that he definitely did, and they just...
Did they... Well, okay, so wait, did the guy who said it get some sort of punishment?
No. Because he said he didn't. He said, I didn't say it. And they were saying that Myles Garrett made it up. And it's like, okay, now we're setting a precedent for like people, or what? Are you really saying that someone's going to make up that you said the N-word?
Wow.
And I mean, like, if he did that, like, what are you doing? Like, that is fucked up. Like, you're ruining it for all the people that were trying to actually fix the issue and stop it. If people start using it as like a competitive advantage or trying to get themselves out of trouble, I'm not saying that anybody does that or that he did, but like, what a fucking accusation to put on Myles Garrett after he gets suspended. On top of that, saying, oh yeah, and he's lying about accusing someone of using a racial slur.
What were you going to say, Tyler?
Myles Garrett was the one using his helmet.
He took
to beat him.
Yeah, he hit him in the head with the helmet. Yeah, and he got suspended for the rest of the year.
Send that link, by the way, B.
I don't like. I could definitely see some of those guys panicking for, just kind of like a kid where you're going to get in trouble and you just try to do anything to...
Wait, who? Like the guys that, the guy that's accusing him.
Yeah, like if you like,
Sure, and just say like, oh yeah, he called me.
oh, he did,
He,
because like some athletes will do
that's true too, but
will
we're
do a
we're in the
lot
same space.
to,
We're in the same space as the accused of rape thing too. It's like
Yeah.
yeah.
it, we. I want to believe every single girl.
Everything. Yeah.
I want to believe every single time a girl's, because that's just like the most insane thing for me to then, because it also actually, you know what it is? I think I don't want to live in a world where I have to deal with people that would just make that up. I think that's too hard on my brain to be like, okay, so you realize some people actually do go through this, or like some people do have this, and you're just going to walk around. Yeah, no. Could you imagine? I can't
Use
even.
it for your own benefit. Yeah, like what a horrible thing to do. Like,
Yeah, dude, I don't know.
I hope to God that like it's bad either way though, It's like,
It
okay,
is.
I don't want Miles Garrett to be lying that happened just to help himself in that instance, but I also don't want it to be true that an NFL quarterback would have the audacity when he's playing on a team of African Americans and has his whole life that he would use that towards someone.
Did any of the other players say that he said it?
I don't. It kind of just fizzled out, It just kind of,
Just
Yeah.
and it's kind of ended like, okay, well, if it ends like that, then it's assumed that he lied about it, right? I don't
Yeah,
know.
right. Yeah, because if the guy doesn't, what's really funny though, I recently, fairly recently, just a couple years now, almost identical situation in training. No one heard it.
Mm-hmm.
I can't set. It's amazing because once again, now we're getting a little closer to this time period where there probably would have been some sort of repercussions. But once again, I'm not shitting on all of you guys over here in Europe, but you're definitely behind as far as social movements dealing with some of that shit. At least a portion of Europe is. But like
I don't know. It's a pretty large. I think a big issue is a lot of people don't hold the same beliefs, but people don't call people out for it
over here,
like at all.
yeah,
In Europe, like it's like people, even if they don't believe that, you'll be like, dude, like why would you let that guy say? He's like, oh, he's just an idiot, like he doesn't know any better.
Yeah.
That's usually what they say.
Yeah. They have a weird. They're a collective, but they're not a collective. It's like we're huge and we're states, but like what flies in Kansas or what doesn't fly in Kansas does not also fly in Arizona. Like you can't, like you're still not allowed to do it. It's weird.
So wait, what happened with
So 1v1 drill with a goalie, and it's a kind of drill where you pass and whatever. It's just you have a one-on-one with the goalie. What ended up happening is that I accidentally stepped on his hand or foot, like, hopping over it. It was complete, no intentional. We're not even trying to like really have contact at all. It's like you get a ball passed into you, and you have a shot. Well, I stepped on his foot or something, and I hopped off it really quickly, but he reacted really, like this, or it must have been his hand, and he said "fucking nigger," like something like, but like quiet, gosh. Like it was a reaction though. It was a reaction. And then here's the other thing. He immediately went into his Tom Brennan.
Ooh.
He immediately went into his Tom Brennan. He goes, he like, I'm so sorry. I didn't, wow. And then to take it further, he did after no one else on training heard this. Luckily, probably for him, because there was a lot of African guys on the team, and I let it slide. Didn't make it a big deal. He came after, apologized. He then texted me later, apologized. He then came again after and apologized. However, it was really interesting because it was kind of like when the dude, like when somebody gets drunk and their prefrontal cortex lets them say whatever they really think. So it's kind of also weird because it was not a premeditated thing. It was
reactionary.
It was like his reactionary, like, I think about how you're black and how I don't like that you're like, I don't know, dude. It was really strange. It was real strange.
Like, but someone hurts you, then you're trying to hurt them back kind of psychology. I don't know.
I don't know. Yeah, no.
That's
What
weird.
were you gonna say, Tyler?
Do you think it seems like in my experience, especially in Europe, is Africans respond to that a lot more leniently than Black Americans?
Well, it depends. It depends. I would say.
Because nobody, seriously, in Finland, nobody said anything.
Well, they laughed at him. We talked about him. We would all get together, and like you were not there some of the times. Yeah, we would definitely talk about it. Like, but it's also they do. It's a different thing. There's a more laissez-faire, let it slide mentality from the Africans in a certain way. But at the same time, it doesn't there's a guy. There are two big teams in Turkey. There's more than that. Sorry, but there's a big rivalry, and I think it's Galatasaray, Fenerbahce, or either Fenerbahce, Besiktas, which you should know. Yeah, yeah. But anyway, somebody called somebody something, N-word this, black that, something like this, and you can find this on. We'll talk about this some other podcast. But what ended up happening is that the dude, he's a huge black guy too, so everybody knew about it. He said it outside. He said this person did this. There was no repercussion to the guy, and he was like, and they were like, okay. So their whole team, basically, like you said, Tyler, put a bounty on him.
Oh, is this old?
Yeah, it's fairly old.
Oh, I've seen this on YouTube.
They fucked him up. They fucked this guy up, and then the guy who also got called, also eventually waited for a time and just cleated him. It's bad. We'll definitely should show it because the whole team just decides, all right, well, if they're not going to be any repercussions for this guy like abusing our friend. It was not just like the black guys on the team either. It was like everybody.
You can damage someone so much if you have a whole team that's like fine taking a yellow, taking like how like
over and over again. Yeah. No, he got beat up. Yeah. That was I don't think he
so crazy
stepped out again.
Go there, man. I mean, I remember the first time that happened, not to me, but one of my teammates. So we were playing at All American Indoor Sports. I mean, I don't remember what team we were playing against, but there's a Hispanic guy on our team named Martin, and he said that somebody called him the B word, and not bitch.
B.
Not bitch.
S?
No. Sorry, say that again.
B.
Beaner. He got called a beaner.
Right. Oh,
and,
I forgot.
Yeah, and it's like we're like 8. He's like 8 or 10 years old. It's a little kid. And I remember like thinking back and like being called a faggot. Like every game I played in, I got called a faggot. And it's like crazy. Like I wonder like what happened now if a 9-year-old called someone the racial slur or homophobic slur. Like what's the protocol there? Are they canceled? Are 8-year-olds?
It's happening. It's got to be happening, right?
Like 20 years from now, like 20 or 30 years from now, like when the next presidential election's going on, they're going to be able to like pull out like
wow.
Like when someone was 12 years old and they had some.
There's an Onion art or Onion video on kind of that with the presidential election where there's going to be this is before Trump, so it's probably changed now, but there's no qualified candidate. It was like the 2050 election. Like there's no qualified candidate after going through everyone's Facebook profiles and everything. Because you can just see all the dumb shit they've been doing.
Oh, no, don't do this to me. Oh, I have to whitelist you. Oh, I'm sorry. All these poor newspapers. Every time we look at an article, these newspapers, please, if you could give us 30 cents, just anything. If you could just give us any money at all so we could please keep running. Okay, so here's what happened. So you said, what would happen? Well, I figured that it had to have happened. So what I typed in was 9-year-old racial slur football game.
Uh-huh.
And it looks like this is Amherst, this is Massachusetts. A 9-year-old player for Massachusetts youth football program, this is probably American football, was kicked off his team for using a racist slur against an opponent. The slur was used by a player for the Ludlow Lions in a game against the Amherst Hurricanes. So it says that a Ludlow player called her 9-year-old son the N-word. The remark was loud enough that game officials, other players, as well as parents and coaches along the sidelines heard it. And then the game was ended at that point. And then the Ludlow program sent an apology letter. And then that person was also removed from the team. And then he's also removed from playing the year after. So I had to run around the field, scream that had happened to me, and nothing happened. So it's like there's some progress.
There's progress. That's good, at least. I mean, I think that I was just gonna say, like, I mean, like the parents, like, what as a parent, you're at the game and your kid does that? What the?
Well, I think that's a reflection
Yeah.
of the parents.
Yeah.
I think the parents are like, shit, he just gave us away.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like what that like thought process is like, and how they're going to get themselves out of this, because they heard it from somewhere. Maybe they didn't hear it from the parents. Maybe they heard it at school, or they were on their iPad and someone said, I don't know. Who knows where kids get this stuff from? You know, a lot of the things I know that aren't good, I didn't learn from my parents. But it's like,
But that's rare. Go ahead.
I would assume a lot of those kids like don't understand the context of it in the slightest.
yeah, they don't realize
When they do it, it's like the same as calling someone just any, insult.
Yeah,
he's
you don't
9.
realize the impact that you're really having, and the weight behind the word and the history. And it's like, yeah, you're 9 years old, but I mean, you know that is going to hurt someone's feelings, and you just drop that. It's like,
Sure.
Yeah, so I think as a parent, I think it just comes down.
man. That'll follow him for the rest of his life.
It won't though, because they didn't release it because he's a minor, so they didn't release. But in his community, yeah, I mean, maybe he's gonna be fine though. By the time he's 20, if he's still doing it, it's gonna be like, wow, this family is really. No one talked to these people, but like if he's by the time he's 20, he's kind of like.
But I don't know. Yeah, I would say like if the parents handled it right and he got really like grounded or whatever, everything for like a long period of time, like all those parents are friends on those teams with each other, and they all like, yeah, we did this, and it doesn't happen again. I think everyone would just write it off as just a dumb kid, like doing dumb kid.
I mean, it's interesting, like how like things like that can like just be attached to you for a long time, because you're talking about something that's highly memorable. You know, it's very very bad. And I remember like Will, when you talk about trying to memorize different words in different languages, you try to think about things that are, you know, super
emotional. You need emotion. Yeah,
and it allows you to attach those words to things. When someone does something like that, you attach that attribute to them forever. And I'm still like, I think about kids that would say stuff when I was younger, and that's when I think of these names, some of these guys, like that's what I think of, the first thing. And that's not obviously who they are probably today. They're probably perfectly fine and went to school and have friends and don't ever use racial slurs. But like when you're growing up and you see it and it's so bad, like you remember it forever.
But you know what I think about? You know all these videos we have of the 60s, and like the guys that were like 15 to like 25 who are like 60 and 70 and, you know, right now. Those were some of the people out there like hosing down people, smacking, like why those dudes are in a lot of positions of power, some of them now. Like we don't ever like think about like it's not 1960s. That's not enough time. That's not long enough.
Still happening, dude. It's still happening now. I said the fucking thing and start right now.
Yeah.
The cop runs over the dude's head.
This person is on the ground. He just ran over his
Well,
head.
That's my whole look at him. He just rolls over the dude's head. I'm trying to figure out what this is my whole problem with all of it. Like if you just still take out race from all of it, where is your I don't understand where the need. It's another human. Like we talked about the goalkeeper that kicked the chicken last week, right?
Yeah.
It's another life. It's another thing. I don't understand, dude. I don't get it. Why? Like, why are you?
At what point of life though are you okay to?
Yeah,
Just
no,
snuff it out?
You're right. There, but there's
the little mosquitoes, and you're just like, nope.
I agree.
Get out of
like
here.
I said, but yeah, chickens are bad because chicken's a weak meat, like I've already discussed. But still, the point is, even there is a balance, but there's a structure. That's a problem. We either want it to be black and white. We want things to either be you either don't do this, you're a vegan, and you don't do blah 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 blah, or this, and we don't want to use that's why cancel culture is an issue. That's to a certain extent, is because they're not willing to figure out intent, to look at things by case basis, to actually use any sort of analytical thought to go, oh, all right, I see the context now. Like Louis C.K., this thing is different than the person who raped. Like they just rapist, this person, that. You're all one.
Yeah, it's kind of set up like the prison system in the U.S. for just you just you did this. We don't really look into why so much or like how we fix it. Just go sit in this room for 30 years and
and think about.
And we'll talk to you. We'll talk to you later and see if you can come out.
Gosh.
Yeah, no, that's a mess. That is a mess. There was one thing I wanted to say, which is, I guess this is a soft. I'll call it a soft turn. Soft turn, right? We were talking about.
It's a detour.
Detour.
The
we'll
word
is
is a detour.
All right, we'll call this a detour. Slight detour. Are you sure you shouldn't be called a U-turn? Because I'm going back to something.
That's like the complete opposite place. Well, I guess if you're going back, U-turn.
Reverse.
We go full pedal to metal reverse.
Yeah, we don't like that person on that one on the highway on that.
You're the first person I ever been in a car with and had like done that when I was like 13 years old.
Yeah.
We were going to Rockers camp and we were late, and then you forgot something and you just like stopped and then you just turned around. I was like, this is dope.
Yeah. It's just like most people shy away just like parallel parking. The reason everyone can do this, everyone who can drive can do this. They just don't. It's because it's like,
fast,
yeah,
so
of course
fun.
you can. But anyway, so what do we detour, U-turn? I'm going backwards. It's not a detour because reverse, strong reverse. Do you know what I'm talking about? Do you have any idea what I'm saying?
You're gonna get hit by someone though.
He's thinking about the practical nature. Whatever, we'll sort it out later. The thing is that I wanted to talk about is because you said that the guy that said the N-word, who was a football player or was accused of it, didn't get in trouble, right?
Mm-mm.
Nothing, no suspension. He didn't have to go, like he didn't have to say
he just,
play baseball.
Made a formal statement that he did not say that, and
okay. So, this is perfect because we are going to have a conspiracy theory themed B&T here. Are you guys aware of the Michael Jordan conspiracy theory?
Uh-oh. No.
Which is, for most people, a lot of people in Chicago, and I've talked to people since I lived in Chicago. Obviously, my mom is from Chicago.
Is this better not be that Magic Mike is not based off a true story?
Magic Mike.
Is, I'd be furious.
I've never seen Magic Mike's the stripper
Was
one.
it Magic? No,
Yeah.
not Magic Mike. Which
Space
movie
Jam.
made me
You're saying
like
Space
Mike?
Jam?
No. It's the kid who finds Michael Jordan's shoes. He's in like an orphanage or something.
Mike. I would love for someone to be like, "Hey, Mom, I want to watch that Little Bow Wow movie." Oh, I think it's Magic Mike, and then they get in a room with Magic Mike instead of Mike. Wow, it's gonna be a different childhood for
Well, the theory. So obviously, you guys probably. I still didn't watch the Michael Jordan documentary that everybody, or the Bulls documentary, whatever it was everybody watched. So everybody now understands how competitive Michael Jordan is, not was, but is as a. What's that?
It's not right to treat people that way in sport.
Is that what he says?
That's been known for
Yeah.
There's always been like comparisons with Kobe and Michael Jordan where like, on the court they're both extremely competitive, but the difference is that Michael Jordan takes that into literally everything
Very
he does.
good. So you're on the right path for the conspiracy. So supposedly, in what was this? I think in the 98-99 season, the one after I think their fifth championship.
You were alive for this.
Yeah, I know. You missed out on the Messi ever. There's no comparison. I saw him live. But point.
Hey, he was with the Wizards. I don't want to hear. I saw him
You
live in
did,
person.
you
so.
did. That's true. That's true. But still, all right. The point is that he was supposedly, because he bets on everything, golf, this, that. Like he'll throw up like a mill, supposedly, allegedly. He got involved in betting on his own games,
Oh, I
and
have
he
heard this.
also got involved betting on his own games with the wrong crowd. Possible Chicago organized crime.
But I'm assuming he'd always bet on them.
I
to
bet
win.
he did because he's competitive and he knows he can control it. If you're the greatest player that the sport has ever known, I would bet he would bet on himself. They just do nothing but win. Yeah.
I don't see
So
anything
yeah,
bet for yourself. Like what? Like I don't know. Like what's wrong with that?
It's because you can. It's because you can trade off with like other athletes, where you can be like, "Hey, bet on yours." Like, I'm going to bet on myself to win this game. I'm playing against you. I'll give you half of it if you throw the game
sure.
and help me win. It just opens up too many little
Fishy.
holes.
Yeah, obviously, yeah. Everyone is betting on themselves technically as long as they're playing the sport.
Exactly, yeah.
But
If they were to organize that, yeah, it'd be kind of interesting dynamic.
yeah. So he bet. He apparently lost some to a certain aspect. He lost the bets and wasn't able to pay or refused to pay. Actually, I think he refused.
I'm sure
I think he was able to pay, but he refused to pay, and they killed his dad. That's his dad was, and maybe Titas, you can pull this up, but his dad was murdered on the side of the road. He was shot, I believe.
Yeah.
Nothing was taken, or it's a very fishy murder. The guy wasn't supposedly up to anything strange, and that doesn't normally happen where people, obviously it could happen, but it's rare for this guy who's involved in organized crime and betting possibly. And that also on top of that was that the NBA also knew. The NBA knew he was betting on his games, and that is the real reason why he had to. They made him step away. They didn't say, "Hey, you can," the James Jordan murder.
Could you imagine if they Pete Rosed him?
What do you mean? Where they outed him?
They just took away every. If they just took away every stat he had and just.
I don't
Yeah,
think
no.
he has too much money.
Yeah, no, they're too. That was part of it. Is that he's too in bed with the league? It has to.
NBA and Air Jordan, and you think about how big of a brand he is, dude. Like,
No, yeah, I mean they would.
No.
They wouldn't, but they would just be crazy.
No,
if
no.
they just
Erased him. If they canceled him, you mean? Yeah.
I just like
No,
don't
I
think that, like,
'Cause, I mean,
he can
Pete,
defend
like,
himself like Michael can.
It's not comparable, but I mean, Pete Rose, he was gonna be a Hall of Famer. Like it's not some just random
Right.
guy. But it's not Michael Jordan.
No,
obviously.
no. I get it, but yeah,
Yeah.
crazy.
How much
though.
money he's made.
How much money Michael Jordan's made? He's a billionaire, right?
I remember in like 5th grade, we were talking about how much. So it has to be so much more now. But it was like he makes like $5 every second,
Something like that.
like just, and then I'm sure
Oh, it's out of control.
ridiculous. This was 15 years
Yeah.
ago.
Do we have any billionaires in Kansas City? B?
No, because they would leave the
maybe?
first.
Like who's? And I don't even.
Did I start at Garmin?
The guy who started Garmin,
Maybe.
Kansas City billionaires.
Billionaire.
Yeah, I don't know.
Patrick Mahomes.
He's already a billionaire.
He will be soon.
Oh no, yeah, Mahomes will be a billionaire. Absolutely, he'll be a cash billionaire. That dude.
Yeah, that's crazy.
He's going to be a cash billionaire.
I think that Garmin, Min Cow, and I think he's a billionaire. He lives in Spring Hill.
Oh, they live in KC.
Yeah, down the street from my grandparents in Spring Hill.
So there's 4 of them. There's 4.
Yeah.
Forbes list. Oh, are they all connected to the same thing?
I don't think so. What is that? Cerner. You got Neil Patterson. He's a billionaire.
Those are so boring, though. Such boring companies.
It's like big corporations, yeah. Oh, yeah,
So
that
boring.
Sherman guy, the guy who owns the Royals, he's definitely a billionaire. And then
But
you
he's
got
from
Clark
Kansas City.
Hunt. Yeah,
Clark
Hunt. Yeah, I think both of them are billionaires.
Huh. What a weird.
There's a hurricane here today. There's literally a hurricane in Kansas City right now.
Hurricanes in Kansas.
It is crazy raining out right now.
You guys ever been in a hurricane? Or like you ever see like on the out edge or Tyler? You've been.
They make their. I think Katrina made its way up to Virginia. We get like the kind of tail.
I know they
end
always
of them.
turn. They always predict them to like make it to you guys, and then like it's like go, and it turns right and heads east towards Iceland or Greenland or something like that.
We have random summer storms that are a lot of times worse than whenever one of the hurricanes are more prolonged when they hit. But we have some crazy.
Doesn't that make sense though? That like the storm would miss those areas because that's where people settled. Like I'm just trying to like I understand climate change, but like sometimes I'm like, okay, are the news just like using this to get clicks and to get people talking about it? Because I mean, if a hurricane's coming through and it just happens to always miss, okay, well, there's something to that, right?
Right.
Well, I don't think they would even understand the concept of a hurricane if they were in the Northeast when they were first settling.
They're getting hit by hurricanes. Or fucking.
I see.
Well, they went down south. What do you like? They had everything. They put all of the prisoners in Florida, but other than that, they settled pretty much everywhere on the East Coast.
Some people settled back in the day and then got hit by a fucking hurricane, and we're like, all right.
The Native Americans, they're the Sioux tribe, I think, was based in Florida. So there were Native American tribes that decided that hurricanes
were they getting hit by hurricanes like that? I need to hear some ancient.
I think really? they were getting hit. I think it was a lot less and not as bad as
Same
they
thing with
are.
wildfires. Like, are wildfires actually worse today, or are they more reported on today?
No, so actually, I was reading something on this too, where the Native Americans with the wildfire fires would actually do a bunch of controlled fires and burning stuff to make sure that they didn't get as bad as they do now. So they would do a bunch of preventive stuff, and then the U.S. was like, "You guys need to stop doing that.
We need to grow and
at
make
some
money
point."
Here."
And they're like, "Yeah, no one really thought that. Hey, you guys, maybe the people that have been living here for a couple thousand years have a reason for going into the woods and just burning."
Let's not Columbus discovered America. Let's not.
Yeah, he's got that control.
Yeah,
that's fucking crazy. No, I mean it makes complete sense. I mean, there's got to be ways to stop this stuff, right? We talk about all these technological advancements and stuff. We can't even stop forest fires.
I got you something though. Do you know what HARP is? HARP.
Like
not the instrument.
No, I don't know. No.
I think it's called HARP, and it might be called DARPA also. Titas, you're gonna say, or Paulus. Sorry, Paulus is here now. Paulus, pull up. I'm gonna type in for you, DARPA, or I think HARP. Now, because sticking with the conspiracy, basically, you do know that we can control some parts of the weather now. Like we can do some things.
We can make rain. They go shoot a bunch of dust into the air or something.
So we can definitely modify the weather to a certain degree. The conspiracy part is where they're saying that some of the testing, which they do in the southeast of our country, like down there in Florida and down those, is that they actually are able to manipulate things like hurricanes, tornadoes, earthquakes, all that. So that's where the conspiracy stuff comes in. But they're massively studying it. And the idea is that, yes, they can possibly, if they needed to, create an earthquake, create some sort of natural disaster, and use this whenever they want. That's the conspiracy part of it. Well, some part of that, I think there's probably some truth to them, possibly the government maybe knowing a bit more than your average weather's, news station about, the weather. I think it's probably true.
Yeah.
Whether or not they can create it to that point, that's a whole nother thing, dude. I don't know. But if we can, holy shit. Conspiracy theories. U.S. military closes HARP.
Ooh, so we need to stop our Apache helicopter jokes and start making. We want more hurricanes. That's where we want our tax.
The Apache helicopters don't even. They don't even cost that much, do they? 2010 Venezuela. What? Sorry, what? Let me stop. In 2010, Venezuelan leader, that should be Hugo Chavez. What ridiculous NBC? You guys can't fact check his name is Huge Chavez. It's not Huge Chavez. It's Google. But Venezuelan leader Huge Chavez claimed that HARP or a program like it triggered the Haiti earthquake. Like, they say we have an earthquake machine. Can you imagine if the U.S. actually does have an earthquake machine?
It sounds like something I put in the weather dome.
Let's get a. I mean,
That'd be hard to play with the ground shaking.
we're also supposed to have a cancer gun.
Oh my!
That's another conspiracy. We've got.
Isn't that just like radiation? That seems like a very
but
easy
one
thing to
with
do.
which. Yeah, you're right.
You just throw some uranium at somebody. Just a gun that shoots iranium pebbles.
Though you're almost right, because radiation poisoning comes out in the same. We can recognize radiation poisoning for people that actually go through it, but this is one that looks like a natural and normal. Once again, supposedly, I don't fucking know.
Yeah, the conspiracy theories though, like anybody listening, like I don't know how many people will make it to this point in the podcast at this point now. Like,
B team.
B team, I hope you're here. But whatever conspiracy theories you want to talk about, you should comment down below, because I just confirmed yesterday when I got my haircut, my barber, he's good to go for a Halloween conspiracy theory special.
Oh, that's so good. That's so good.
We can film it like the week before Halloween or whatever, and then.
Oh no, we can film it. Let's film it. Yeah, either the week before, at least, maybe even two, but definitely.
Yeah. But definitely comment like down below any kind of things you want us to cover, and we can send it his way so he can come prepared.
We need to we need to get that more out. We'll spread that news.
Yeah.
As soon as October comes, let's just kind of start spreading the news on conspiracy theory. We'll break down podcast, ask questions. Yeah.
He was telling me some more stuff during my haircut. I can't remember it right now, but
it was a preview. Here's a preview.
He always has new stories and new stuff. What was he talking about? I guess it was more like he's really big on the reptilian stuff. He knows a lot about the reptilian.
We don't.
Yeah,
we don't.
I can't.
Wouldn't it be so easy to figure out if somebody was actually? Would you just need?
But they've done that. They did do tests. Like I remember the Australian prime minister or somebody giving a speech, and he was giving a serious speech, and he goes, "I've gone to my doctor. I asked if there was a possibility that I could be a reptilian." I swear to God, that's a real quote. And he's like, "The doctor assures me I am a full 100% human." But no, Tyler, the one thing I do know about the reptilian thing is that they don't claim that it's all it's not necessarily just physical. They claim that it's some sort of spiritual.
Oh, they have their soul, they have a reptilian soul in a human body. Oh, that's convenient.
Well, convenient. Yeah, we don't have anything to measure souls currently. Well, go ahead, B though. That's it. Just reptilians. He didn't
think. You put me on the spot here. I'm trying to think. He knows a lot about the Epstein stuff. A ton about that.
Oh, that's good.
He knows about the Wayfarer stuff. He was telling me all about that.
Oh, wow.
He knows a lot of stuff about military stuff because he was an ex-Marine. So he knows a lot. He's really interested in that kind of stuff.
Dude, we're gonna COVID
conspiracies. He has quite a few of those.
What? On what? Sorry.
Just how the government's using it, how it's he obviously doesn't think it's a hoax, but he has things around that.
Yeah.
He also has a very good Trump impersonation that we were gonna have to ask him to do, because it's
that's great,
freaking hilarious, dude. He was shaving me and just doing this impersonation of Trump, and it was really, really good. That's better than Alec Baldwin.
Okay.
You guys, we're closing in on
kickoff. Oh, we're closing in on kickoff. Wow, who's playing the Washington ball team? Everybody.
Washington ball team against the Browns. This is pretty much a must
where you either
game for us.
You're gonna do okay this year. Or you're gonna win 2 games. We
play the Ravens next week, so if we don't win this game, we are in so much
coaches
trouble.
Are fired.
No. That's not true. That's not true. Because our division looks really bad right now. So it could. I think. I think the Browns will do. I think against mobile quarterbacks, we're just going to
I'm
struggle
picking the
with
Browns
all
to win that
season.
one today, guys. So I'm sorry.
They're 7-point favorites, so it's not
I'm going
really
with
a
the
huge.
Washington Ball team just because I want to continue to say Washington Ball team. And I like that. I like the Washington Ball team, but it's also disgraceful. It's like what a weird thing. We were called the Redskins forever. We're the nation's capital. We're the football team for the country. We took the country technically from these people, made them the mascot, and then it took us like what? How long? A few hundred years to be like, eh,
4
eh,
seasons.
whatever. How long is how long was it named the Redskins? And before that, what were you guys called? The Guns or something? Like you were the murderers?
We were
The Braves?
Pillagers.
we were the
Yeah,
Braves.
okay. And then now you're the Washington Ball team. That's it.
Man. Yeah, Will, what do you got? Patrick Mahomes
Or-
versus Lamar Jackson, NFL matchup of the year, Monday Night Football.
Is it?
I'm so pissed off. That's
Is
Monday
anything
night.
really with Mahomes a matchup though? Really? I
Lamar
like it. I like
Jackson's-
Lamar Jackson.
Lamar
I'm
Jackson's
not gonna diss Lamar Jackson.
I'm so pissed off. We got robbed of that AFC Championship game.
When it becomes a robbery when there was actually going to be another outcome. It doesn't matter that Lamar Jackson can cause the Chiefs problems. They're not going to win.
That would have been. Who'd you guys even play? That would have been
Doesn't
such a
matter.
better game. Did the Titans get all the
Yeah,
way
we
to
had to beat
you?
the Titans. They were running all over people. We had the
The Ravens would have
Doesn't
been
matter.
such a
Yeah,
good game.
that's fun. It would have been more fun for you, but the outcome still would have been the same, which is the only thing that matters. Like I've always said, when the Super Bowl's happening,
Yeah, so we got robbed of that matchup. It would have been a more fun game to watch.
run the ball really well in the playoffs, and the Titans started running the ball really, really well and playing really good defense. And the Baltimore Ravens couldn't do it.
I need two updates before we go. I'm going to need number one. I need an update on Jerry Jones. Can I get any sort of news on Jerry Jones and the Cowboys? How are they doing?
He's feeling good. They had a comeback.
There's a team that's in trouble for violating
Oh,
COVID.
yeah.
And it hasn't been announced which one it is, but a lot of fingers are pointing towards.
Well, Jerry's going to get him out.
Cowboys.
Did you not hear about the NFL fines?
The what?
Did they find it? Did they release who the
The
team is?
NFL fined 3 coaches on the.
Oh no, BB. This is something complete. This is like a player playing that shouldn't have been playing.
Sorry, no. I don't know about
This is just not coaches with their. Andy Reid's mask doesn't prevent COVID.
He's following the rules, though. That's the thing.
He's following the rules, but not for the purpose
He's
of
following the rules. That's what they said. You could wear this or this, and he wore that. Okay, until he'll follow the rules. But the NFL has fined 3 coaches $100,000 for not wearing their mask properly, and an additional $250,000 on top of that to the club.
Wow.
The really funny part about that is when they released the first fine. I forget what coach it was. They released it during the Monday night game where 2 coaches were coaching without the mask on at the time. So it's just obvious that they were going to get fined like mid game that they didn't know what's going on.
Oh, man.
The other update, I'm going to need an update on my boy Brady.
He's not doing great, but he doesn't need to.
He played pretty well last weekend. They're 2-0, aren't they?
No, they're 2-0. I'm saying like he's not having to do a ton, but he's not lighting it up. He's not losing in games. So
I think that they're going to be good, man, because I think that they have a lot of talent, good wide receivers, good running backs. He's doing good. I think he's starting to get a feel. Drew Brees is plummeting. He is just his stock is just plummeting. Everyone's like his arm is done.
Sorry, but to change again, but this is within. Did Kaepernick get his? Did they?
No, but he's in Madden. He's in Madden though. They put him in Madden.
They put him in Madden, but they don't. They still can't get it back in. Is he good enough to play? Is he good enough to play in the NFL?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I don't know now. 2 years ago, he was playing in the NFC Championship like 4 or 5 years ago. mean, he literally was really good. Everyone thought he was like going to be one of these top guys for a while. I mean, he never got back in. He had some open tryouts last year.
Those
Like
are
all this stuff was going on, but yeah, EA Sports put in Madden, so I think that's good enough, right?
Yeah, no, it's fine. I'm sure he's personally probably okay with it and the movement.
Gosh.
Yeah. Oh, okay. I didn't know. That's interesting. There's no more people kneeling? Is it still a thing? Shit still
People
happening?
are kneeling and standing and locking arms, and
Okay.
there's really cringy corporate commercials made by white people about social justice.
Okay.
Just weird stuff like that.
I see. Well, debate in 2 days. Just throwing that out there as well. I think it's like, I don't know, like you stay up for those football games. I am debating going to bed early and getting up even earlier than I normally do just to see this. That's my one connection to the country right now is probably the debates.
I think Biden's going to do well. I think a lot of people are sleeping on Biden, calling him Sleepy Joe, saying he's old and whatever. They're going to pump that son of a gun full of sport tea, and he's going to just dominate it.
That's what they need to do if they're smart. Yeah, it's get him on the sport tee, get him on that I don't know what else. He needs something though. Let's just be real. Like he's not going to you got to juice up.
Bro, when I'm 87, if I can stand up for an hour, I'll be happy, I haven't had any major injuries or anything. I'm pretty healthy, but like 87's old, man.
Is he really 87? How old is that dude? He's not 87.
I think he's 87.
No, he's not. Nah, he's like 77.
He's
like 77,
like 79.
But
77, 87. Fucking nuts. If you're gonna if you're gonna vote for a president, it's 93.
No, but to be honest, he seems old, and I don't give a shit, dude. Trump doesn't seem old to me.
Though I'm sticking up for him. I'm sticking up for the old people of our country and saying that the old people of today are, they can do more than what you expect out of them. And I think that we got to give old Joe a chance. I think he's going to show up. And he's going to have energy. And he's going to do well. I hope.
As long as he's okay. I don't know, because now it's starting to be a conspiracy thing in and of itself. Like we can't question whether or not he's cognitively okay. And like Trump does not seem old. That doesn't mean Trump should be the one to run the country. It just means he doesn't seem.
Trump's old shit too. Trump is
like
76.
But he doesn't look. The dude run this no fake news. You're this. He's like.
Because he's wearing so much makeup with fake hair.
Well, that's part of being the president is putting on that ridiculous makeup and nonsense. And like Vladimir Putin, that dude, he's never had he's never had surgery. His face, he's got no wrinkles. He's like 806 years old. He's riding horses with his shirt off. No, dude, he gets it. He's also ex-KGB.
Yeah,
but still. All right, B team. Well, we hit our spot. 1:30. Get your B team merch right down below. B team is the new A team. What else we got? What else we put on our
promo code BAffersand T for 15% off? I think your sport tee.
Yeah, get your sport tee 15% off. There you go.
Go football team.
Yeah. I don't even have to
go football team. Oh, you guys are so just like in the 18th century with your
now you guys are looking down on us. That's how it is. Yeah.
Damn it.
That's hilarious. All right. B team out.